live on Facebook. Good morning, Facebook world.
Hi.
Erin Alexander's here today. We're being social. Finally,
Yes, we are.
social.
Lots of gabbing.
I know. We have intro music. It's Tuesday. Sun's out. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 425 Show, your place to be for all things real estate and lifestyle related here on the East Side. Because buying and selling a house is about so much more than bedrooms and baths. It's about the people, the places, the businesses that make this a really amazing place to live. I'm so grateful every day for living in the Northwest. I'm your host, Nicole Mangina with Windermere Real Estate. And whether I'm helping a client buy or sell a house, maybe find a great place for dinner, or something fun to do on the weekend, or referral to somebody because they need help with something, I love connecting with my clients and helping them in whatever the way that might end up being. So if you've got real estate on the brain, feel free to reach out. You can always find me at nicole@nicolemangina.com. For today's real estate update, I have some stats from the Gardner Report. Matthew Gardner is a local economist who's absolutely amazing, and he works with Windermere. We are the only real estate company in the area that has their own economist. How cool is that? Because we are committed to not only helping our clients make good decisions in the moment, but also decisions based on kind of where we think the economy is going in the next little bit. So we're here for you. We've got your back. And we will have all of the slides on the website. I always say after the show, but really later today. Let's say that because we have to put the whole post together. But you can always go to nicolemangina.com/podcast. We'll have all these stats. If you love stats, you're going to love Matthew's information. He looks at things like job growth, unemployment, home sales, days on market, average sales price, and he does it for Western Washington. So there's about a dozen different counties that he tracks. All of the data for the individual counties is there. And some interesting things. We are growing. Job growth is at about a 2% job growth rate for the year. They're expecting that same thing next year. 4.6% unemployment in the state, which is up a tiny bit. We had 4.4% this time last year, but still remarkably good. I know everybody I talk to who's trying to hire right now is it's tricky to find good people, as the unemployment rate states. Home sales, sales prices, days and homes, the number of home sales and sales prices are up slightly from last year, and the days on market are down from last year. So that's good. That tells us we are still in a strong market. Matthew expects it to last through 2020. So I think we are good. Means if you're thinking about selling, there's buyers out there. Buyers, the good thing is that we're hovering right around a 30-day market time, which means you've got some breathing space, which is nice. So again, if you've got real estate questions, I'm always happy to help. Nicole@nicolemangina.com. And without further ado, I'm excited to introduce our guest today. You've been so quiet over there, but we have so much to talk about. Erin Alexander with Finally Social. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. You run a marketing company.
I do.
Here in the area. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
So it's called Finally Social. We just had our
Love that.
5-year. I know, I do too. I don't know how I got so blessed to have it. I was searching on GoDaddy and it was there, and I'm like, oh, buy.
Yeah, it's meant to be.
It's meant to be. And so we're really just a one-stop shop for all internet marketing. So whether it's social media, websites, logos, branding, email marketing. The only thing that we don't really do is video. But that'll be next year. But I do have some great people that do video. So if anybody needs a
you're an amazing resource for all of that.
I try to be. It's hard sometimes, but yes, I try to be.
Awesome. And how did you get into this?
So I've always been creative. My mom and my dad both are super creative. So I've always loved doing websites and illustration a little bit. I'm not like the greatest illustrator. And then I used to sell cards for 15 years. And so I used to help. I was the internet manager. So like if you saw a car, you inquired about it, I'd get it and I'd sell it to you.
Okay.
But I also helped out with advertising and all that for them. And so in 2012, my son was drafted by the LA Dodgers. Kind of cool.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we are a baseball family. I
Nice.
should have brought my
We
boys. They
sure
like
do.
want your
Yes.
autograph or something. That's cool. What
Yeah.
position does he play?
So he played outfield, and he threw left-handed, and he batted left-handed and then threw right-handed.
Oh wow.
So he's kind of that
Talented.
six tool. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Unique player right there.
Yeah,
Very unique.
that is.
very unique. And he was super strong. He still is, but he hasn't. He was released 4 years ago. He played
Okay.
for 4 years, and
Got
so
it.
now he's got his degree in accounting, and he's kind of a really cool kid.
That's
He's
awesome.
not a kid. He's 25. So
Well, it's all relative.
right. So when he finally went to go play baseball, I had a huge opening in my life. Right.
Sure.
Like, who am I? I used to be Theo's mom. Now
Mhm.
I'm not. You know.
Right.
Like, so. I went
Yeah.
to a networking event, and they said, "What do you need?" And I said, "Well, I would just want to be an accountant, or I just want to be." Sorry, I have him on my brain. I just want to be an assistant.
Uh-huh.
And then this real estate agent came in, and they said, "What do you need?" And he's like, "I need an assistant." So I
Match made
ended
in
up
heaven.
being a real estate assistant for a year,
Okay.
and during that course, he sold 40 homes.
Sure.
So I really got to know transaction coordinating. I did all of his flyers, his websites, his social media. So then people in the office started coming and asking me questions, and he's like, "No, no, no,
Yeah.
she's mine." And then at the end of the day, so many people were asking so many questions that I just decided to branch out and become my own. And I
love
opened
it.
up my company.
That's exciting. Congratulations. That
Thank
takes
you.
it's a big step.
Yes, lots of learning.
I bet. Well, that's
yeah.
normal.
And a lot of it's kind of crazy because a lot of people don't actually want to help you because they think that you're their competition. And I'm like,
Oh, geez.
like there's 7 million people in Washington. I think you
Right.
could probably take care of them all the same.
Yes.
But I did have some great mentors, and I have
Wonderful.
grown smart. And so now I'm here at 5 years, and I work with over 70 different clients. And my niche is real estate agents and
Mhm.
mortgage brokers. And
I love it.
there I go.
And that's the beautiful thing, right? Because
Yes.
everybody, each industry, there's certain basic things you need to do, but each industry kind of has its own thing.
Yes.
So when you really get into one
Right.
and can know it, then I think
Yes.
it's more fun, more effective, more productive, all of that.
Yes. Well, and I work with over 10 different brands too,
Mhm.
so I really get a great knowledge of what
Fascinating.
everybody's doing,
Mhm.
and I try to keep everybody as separate as possible.
Right.
You
You
know,
got some insider intel. Some good. Not that you share anything you're not
ever.
supposed
No,
to,
I am the keeper of secrets.
but
Yes.
you've got some good intel, I'm sure, and it's just good, helpful insight when people are trying to figure out, okay, how can I position myself uniquely?
Yes. Well, and with doing it for 5 years, I've seen everything, I've done everything.
Mhm.
So, there's a lot of agents. I work with agents that are brand new or agents that have been in the business over 30 years.
Right.
I work with everybody.
Mhm.
And, it's just, people don't know what they don't know until they know it.
Right.
And so I just love to be able to inspire people to glean a better insight into their business.
Sure.
So they get excited again. I see that spark and they're like, "Oh yeah, I need to go do that." And I'm
Mhm.
like, "Yes."
Yes.
That's my whole goal, is just to inspire and educate.
That's awesome. And we were talking before the show. I love the name of your business, Finally Social, on so many levels. It's so fitting because we were talking about this. You go into business, it's in real estate or mortgage or anything, right?
Yeah.
And you think, okay, I'm going into this business because this is what I'm excited to do.
Right.
But then you need clients, and you have to
Yes.
figure out how to. And when you start your business, you hope they just show up. They usually do to an extent, but you usually
Right.
have to put some effort into either making
Correct.
consistent or a volume that
Yes.
generates the income that you want. And secretly, I say for introverts, but I think it's really for everybody. We always hope there's that one thing that it's like you can put it out there and then walk away because you're nervous or
Right.
especially in real estate with postcards.
Right.
We don't do as many postcards anymore, but I've been selling real estate long enough that we used to send tons of postcards, and you were always
Yes.
hoping for that one magic postcard.
Right.
Of like, I would just mail it, and then 15 people would call me to
Right.
sell their house.
Yes.
It's never happened.
No.
Because that's kind of a one-way street, right? I put it out there, you call me, but there's no interaction or relationship built.
Right.
Where it's really, marketing is about being social. It's about
Yes.
connecting and
Yep.
creating that conversation, adding value over a period of time.
Right.
That really makes
Yep.
a difference.
And that's what I really try to stress to my clients. So there's a couple different things. Like the first thing when I meet with a client, I say, okay, so how do you look in your future client's eyes?
Mhm.
And they're like, wait, what? What do you say?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, online, because it used to be all print for real estate.
Right.
Right? So it's like, I need to be in this magazine and that magazine and the little nickel. Is there even still a little nickel?
I don't know.
I don't either.
We'll
But
have to
that was like the
research
big
that.
thing, right?
Yes.
So now all of a sudden, and that all costs so much money. And now you have
That's the other thing. Yeah.
social media and the internet where a lot of the stuff you could do, like I have a list of 17 things you could do for free for advertising. And so it's
Phenomenal.
just, it's just kind of shifting. And then also, you need to make sure that you're hitting all of your audience, not just marketing to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because then you're not reaching the audience. So people are like, I don't do newsletters, and you should, because that's another audience, right? So it's just making sure that you're posting stuff that reaches everybody, not just a set person. It's also if you are by referral base only, those people that they're referring are still going to search you, and they're
Yes.
still going to look to see should they choose you.
Right.
And so it's just kind of making people understand that and know that, and then they go, oh, okay. And just kind of opening their eyes to being consistent and relevant and connecting, and that's all that marketing is.
Right. I always view it as, especially my social media. I have my website and I've got my wordsmith bio that makes me sound super fancy. And that's important, and people want to see that. But people, I think, when they aren't, almost all of my business is referral, but I still believe that, once they are referred to me before they ever reach out to me, they're going to go online and research me. So they do want to see the little fancy website, but all of my social media is my unofficial bio. Right? They still want to connect with you a little bit deeper and kind of get your flavor to see if that's really the right connection.
They do. So, and that's the whole thing, is that you need to make sure that you're posting stuff where you are connecting with them.
Yes.
So that means do not be political.
No.
Do not like anything that, like, say that I like something and then you and I are friends and you don't believe in what I just liked. You may not choose me to work with because I like something. And it is that.
It's amazing.
It's
People
really
are
bad.
very polarized right now. Unless that's just the route you want to go with your business.
Right.
But,
and some people can get away with it and they've done it the whole time and that's great. But, I'm Switzerland.
there you go.
There's a lot of stuff that I would love to like light or heart or whatever. I'm like, I'm just doing it in my mind.
Scrolling. Keep scrolling. It sounds like Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming. Just
well, and it's, you don't want to be religious. You don't want to talk about any type of hard money. Like, because you don't want to say, oh, the rates are at 2.9 today, and then somebody goes to get a loan and they get 6.9, and they're like,
sure.
Well, Nicole put this article on there, and, so you just kind of stay away from anything that can be, I don't know, just talked about differently.
I think controversial or make people feel less than in some way. Right?
Exactly, yep.
Interest rates are perfect. I never talk about I'm not a mortgage broker. That's not my zone of expertise. And there are so many things that affect it.
So many things.
That I always tell people it's, shop mortgage brokers if you need to, but when somebody asks you at a cocktail party what your interest rate was, it's just like buying a car. Like if you buy a car, you could get a car for free and someone will tell you that you overpaid. Right? There's always somebody with a better deal.
Right.
You should have got whatever. I think interest rates are the same way, right?
I agree.
Oh, this is my interest. I don't. It's an interest-free loan. Well, I'm pretty sure you could have done better. Okay.
Yeah, there's just certain things that you just.
There's a lot that goes into that.
There's so much, right? Yeah. So, just connecting is such a big thing. So, making sure that if you're going to an event, like sharing your life as much as you feel comfortable doing it. Because I've had some people that have actually had stalkers, and they are like, we're not going, we're just my job. And I'm like, that's great. So, but letting, if you ride horses or if you go kayaking or if you have children and you want to share what they're doing, or events or networking events, or you know, you have to also do your share of connecting with them.
Absolutely.
So when I do stuff for people, there's a lot of people that I work with that don't do anything. They don't connect, they don't post on their Instagram, and that is fine.
Sure.
It's just the more you can connect, the more you can put yourself out there, the better, for sure.
Well, and it's great. One of my favorite things to do is to crowdsource information.
Yeah.
I actually posted last night, we're planning a trip to Ireland. And I was trying to decide between a couple things, and so I posted that. All kinds of great info.
Right? Yes.
So I'm like, oh, okay. I was up early this morning researching all of it and trying to decide which ones to do. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see your pictures.
I'll post a
I want
bunch.
to go there so bad.
Yeah, it's been on our list for a while.
Wow.
So, I do think that's one of the interesting things about marketing is, you know, traditionally marketing took, in theory, not a lot of time, but a lot of dollars.
Right.
Now, you can still throw a tremendous amount of dollars in
Correct.
marketing. It's however much you want to spend, you can. But you can trade a lot of those dollars for time
Yes.
if you're willing to put it in, be consistent.
Yeah.
So it's opened the door, I think, a lot of people to do marketing, success with it.
Right.
Marketing was always one of those things you kind of had to wait until you had the money to spend on it.
Right. Well,
So-
now there's so much stuff that you can do for free. And one of the things that I always tell my agent is whatever your office can do for free, have them do it.
Sure.
Like, don't have me do it and you're going to pay for it. Have them do it.
Right.
And then, you know, I can always tell when a new company comes into town and they hit all the different branches and then
Yes.
everybody's signing up for it.
Mhm.
And that's okay, but just make sure that you kind of of what you're paying. Like,
Sure.
I had one agent that signed up for Facebook ads and she paid an exorbitant amount of setup
Yeah.
fee, like in the thousands,
Oh my heavens.
and then was paying a monthly fee for the same ad every month, and it just wasn't done right. So
Yeah.
just really ask, you know, whether you want to ask me or just
Sure.
reach out to your office or whatever. Make sure that you're spending your marketing money smart.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of ways you can throw. Because most people sign up for something and then they do it for 3 months and then they're like, oh,
Right.
and then they stop.
Well, and that's where you come in. Okay, and so we have Erin Alexander with Finally Social today.
Yes.
If somebody wants to reach out to you, what is the best way for them to connect with you?
Just go to finallysocial.com.
Okay.
You can email me at erin@finallysocial.com.
Perfect.
And just, I'd love to brainstorm. So any questions you have, it's
Well,
great.
and I do think it's so helpful to work with somebody like you because it's one of those, like, in theory, all you have to do is spend some time. You don't have to spend any money. And you
Right.
do a couple posts and you're going to be a bazillionaire. By the way, you'll never have to shower or leave the house
Ever.
again.
No.
Flannel pajamas from here on out. Doesn't really work that way.
No.
But because there are so many options, it's easy to get overwhelmed.
Yes.
And, you know, to go into information overload. And
Right.
so I think that's where working with somebody like you comes in. And the consistency is easy when you don't have any business, but then it starts to work. And
Right.
then it just goes out the window, right?
Right.
You're thinking, oh, I'll do a post tomorrow. And all of a sudden you check and you realize you haven't done anything in 6 weeks.
Right.
And that consistency is vital. So, in theory, it's easy to do this stuff by yourself, but I think it's a lot more difficult in actuality
Yes.
because there are a lot of moving pieces. So
Right.
it's really important and valuable
Right.
to have somebody like you on your team
Well, and
to pull it all together.
I teach at all different levels. So if somebody wants to, so first of all of your social media should be consistent and branded the same.
Right.
Have the same profile picture. Have it be a current picture, not 10 years
Yes.
ago. Just saying. And then just make sure that your bio's on there. Make sure everything is filled out as much as you can. So I think that an average agent should be on Facebook business page. They should have a Twitter account. I know.
I shut mine down.
I know. Well, so my mom, who's 77, she has a Twitter account and she's on there every single day.
Really?
So it's more for SEO because we can make it so Facebook automatically posts to Twitter, so you
okay.
really don't have to do anything.
Okay.
LinkedIn needs to be dialed in. That's your resume. Everybody thinks it's just for business, but you're a business.
I
And they
know.
want to know what is your history.
Yeah, I haven't
So make
reviewed
sure
mine in
that
like
you're
15 years.
Okay, we're gonna do that. But make sure that you have a description for each one of your jobs. Don't just have your job title,
Yeah,
because who knows what you're an expert at,
right.
right? And then
Everything.
Everything.
Is that not the right answer?
No.
Okay. Darn it. Okay.
Some can be, but some can be, and be really specific. Like a lot of people that go to, I'm finding that a lot of people that buy houses think that residential only means buying a house. They don't realize that it's also townhomes and also condos, right? Because you have all these big condo complexes that are going up, and they have their own agents, whatever. So you have to be very specific and let people know what it is you do. If you do land acquisition, if you have somebody that you can partner up for commercial, you know, you can refer anybody out, right? Yeah. So, and just making sure that you do have all that out, that it's all there. Instagram, and then Zillow. I know.
I have reviews on Zillow.
See, that's good. People, so the average person that is buying or selling a house spends 18 months on Zillow and Redfin.
Interesting.
Because they're looking to see what kind of house they want. And then they're also looking at all the different agents.
Sure.
So, case in point, my son, who was looking for a house, spent all his time on Zillow and Redfin.
Really?
And then, I mean, they already had an agent, but he found the house, they got it, and they bought it that day.
Interesting.
Like, it was just this rare, here you go, blessed thing. So you just need to make sure your Zillow is dialed in, make sure all your past sales are listed, make sure that you get reviews. Because I had a client that had, she hadn't updated anything the last couple of years, and it was a $2 million listing.
Oh, wow.
And so they hit it off. It was great karma. Like, it just was just great. She ended up going with a different agent because her Zillow was all recent, and she had all these great sales in the last year, and she had all these reviews, and it looked like the other agent wasn't active in the last 2 years.
Interesting.
So as much as
My
you hate
to-do
it,
list is growing.
Yes. So it's just important just to make just go look at it and see.
Yeah. It is fascinating too, because my husband and I are looking at buying a rental property outside of here. So we are now the client.
Right.
And it's an area that our MLS is not a part of. So I need to go find an agent and figure out how to do a search the way the public does it. Because I don't have my insider scoop and access to the multiple listing service. It's been a very interesting experience of what it's like to be on the other side of the table.
Right.
And I've gotten a couple of okay. Different things I could be doing with clients that would just make the process a little smoother.
Yeah, and just being open to be able to change. So many people are like, no, I got it. And you're like, nope, you don't. It's just being open to suggestions and being open to try different things.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
What are some other tips? Well, you've shared a bazillion tips already, but what are some other things that you see agents and or business owners, just simple things that you're like, okay, the profiles is a huge one. And like you said,
profiles
just showing
are huge, just making sure everything is branded. Making sure that you are on social media, whether that's you posting, whether that's your company posting, whether that's me posting. When I teach, I can either just audit everything and make sure everything's the way it should be, and then I can also teach you how to post. There's scheduling tools that you could use, so you can spend a couple hours on Sunday and get everything scheduled out for a couple weeks, and then you're like, oh good, I'm done.
That is the other good thing about social media. You can pre-do lot of it.
All of it.
Yes, or you could do it on the fly, in the moment, whatever is kind of your speed.
Right.
And it's good to have a balance, I think, too, of personal and business.
Yes, so
you can't have it be all
super
one or
important
the other.
is that you have to have a business page. A lot of people are like, no, I don't want one. But Facebook is very into personal's personal, business is business. You can post about 30% of your business on your personal page, so you could share a lot. But if they see that you're doing it and they catch you, they could suspend you.
Ooh, that sounds bad.
And if they see that you keep doing it and you keep getting suspended, they can actually shut your account down. And I've had a company that they had like over 3,000 people on their business page, but they didn't set it up correctly.
Really?
So then Facebook shut them down.
Oh.
Yeah. So don't ever open up a Facebook personal account. So you have to have a personal to have a business.
Right.
So your personal has to be an actual person,
Yes.
not the business. So don't
Oh,
name
got
your
it.
personal the same name as your business.
Got it.
Because then they're going to be like,
They get
no,
confused.
that's not, you're not doing it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to
So
know.
there's just, just do it. That's all
Okay.
you got to do is just do it. You're not doing anything because a lot of people aren't. Just do it.
Yeah. That is the other thing, right?
Right.
I think it's super easy to overthink all of this stuff.
It is because there's so much.
Yes.
So people get so overwhelmed and they're like, I know.
Yeah.
And then they try to do it all at once. So just do stuff in stages. Like start out with your social media.
Mhm.
Then go look at your website and
Mhm.
make sure that your website is updated.
Right.
Windermere has an amazing website.
We do.
I love
We're
it.
very fortunate to
But
have the
so
tools
many
we
people
do.
don't update what they have on it.
Right.
So it's just, it's just doing a check-in every 6 months.
Sure.
Like, are all my active listings showing up on my website?
Mm.
Or do I have to put all my active listings on there?
Yeah.
Or just making sure that it's all updated.
Right.
Because again, how do you look in your future client size?
It's huge. It's important to do on a regular basis.
Yes.
But it's so easy to overthink it. I know people are
So easy.
It's the whole what do you post, and the other big thing that always cracks me up is the when. Like
Right.
what day, what time of
Yes.
day. Now
Yeah.
is the perfect time.
Yes. So typically we post Monday through Thursday
Mhm.
between 1 and 3.
Oh, okay.
Because that's traditionally for corporate. That's
Sure.
usually, it used to be, you take a break at 2.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Okay.
And then on Friday it's between 11 and 1 because everybody leaves work early on Fridays.
Oh, good to know.
Weekends are not so much unless you have open houses.
Sure.
Then absolutely. And then, just stuff that you want to post or just stuff that's relevant. If you see a great article about, we do 1/3 residential, 1/3 commercial, and 1/3 fluff.
Okay.
So the commercial is more like what's Amazon doing, what's
Sure.
going on at Kirkland Urban, what's open,
Mhm.
what's in Bellevue. Just, it's
Got
like
it.
a news feed
Yeah.
just because you want people to see your name.
Sure.
That's it.
Yeah. It's about that
It's
consistency.
about showing up.
We were talking about that before the show as well. Everybody always talks about ROI and what's your ROI in your
Right.
marketing. And it's interesting. I believe there absolutely is an ROI, but I think it's always difficult to attach a specific ROI, meaning return on investment,
Right.
to a specific individual post or
Right.
mailing piece, because it's a conversation. It's a
Right.
cumulative,
Exactly.
interaction.
Right. It's just like when you do postcards, you want to make sure that you're doing it at least 6 months
Uh-huh.
or at least a year because, again, like you said, it's them getting comfortable with you,
Yes.
seeing you all the time. They're not going to see it. Very rarely are they going to see it and be like, hey,
Yes,
let me call you. They're going to see you over and over again, and then they'll call you.
exactly.
Yeah.
So many good tips today.
Thank you.
Yay! Love it. All right, we've had Erin on the show with us today with Finally Social.
Yes.
So many good tips, whether you're in real estate or a mortgage broker, or just starting any kind of business. I mean,
Any
this
kind of
applies
business.
to any
Yes.
business.
Yep.
Showing up consistently across the board with your image, and then just showing up consistently on a regular basis
Right.
is
Yep.
really what it's all about. It's so easy to overthink this stuff. It's really helpful to have outside input. I totally encourage you to reach out to Erin. We'll have all of her contact information on the website after the show, NicoleMangina.com/podcast. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.